April 9th, 2024 meeting of the Richmond Sanitary District Board of Commissioners is called to order. The first item of business is approval of board minutes from March 12th of 2024.
President Miller,
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
I'd like to propose a motion for approval of board minutes from March 12th, 2024 as presented.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve the board minutes from March 12th of 2024 as presented. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item of business is approval of invoices from check dates March 8th, 16th, 22nd, and 28th of 2024.
President Miller,
Yes, Mr. Steens.
make a motion to approve invoices for check date run March 8th, 16th, 22nd, and 28th of 2024 totaling $579,109.24. We had a few significant invoices, a couple payments to McAllister Machinery. First, $10,800. Second payment, $337,536. Co-Alliance Cooperative, $24,970. Richmond Power and Light, $52,766.82. Andrews Engineering, $10,670. Abstracts of Richmond, $10,000. And JCI Jones Chemical, $23,520.
A second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve invoices from check dates March 8th, 16th, 22nd, and 28th of 2024 totaling $579,109.24. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item of business is to receive bids for emergency contractor services.
Are these the ones for that? And they're all, we have 5? Okay. All right.
Changed it up a little bit this year in order to try to get some more bids. So we kind of put categories, I guess, into the bid, and you could submit based on, you wanted to complete one type of work or a different type of work, trying to expand the number of people we have that are available to us.
Oh, are we saying the same thing? So what
Yeah.
you're saying is that we could award to several different contractors?
Yeah, which we used to do that, and then it got to the point where we were only receiving one bid. And so we tried to make it such that we could still get multiple contractors. We'll still put them in order if we have multiple people that are, interested in the same type of work. We'd still evaluate it and put a first call, second call, third call, however many contracts we end up awarding in place. But, there may be some certain services that we only get one bid, but we're trying to, make it such that we get more people available.
Okay.
So I'll just read off, and then you'll take it and make a recommendation.
Correct, yeah.
So there might be multiple contractors involved.
Yes, yep.
All right, the first is from ECC, East Central Contractors LLC of Lynn, Indiana. And it does say addendum number 1 and addendum number 2 has been received. Does that sound right? A lot to read off here. Should I read it?
Yeah,
Should I read it
I don't-
off?
So we have 17 different types of things that they might,
Yeah, that they are bidding on. So many unit prices.
Yeah,
Do I need to read them all off, or you want to come back with a summary?
we'll come back. We can come back with a tabulation
that
of all the
work for
different
everyone?
things.
we don't have one of our attorneys here, but I think there's definitely have been items, especially like chemicals and different things like
Yeah,
that, that we
And
did
if,
not
if,
read each one off.
if someone's here that wants to look it over, then they could do so.
So each of them were hourly. They're giving
Yes,
us
it should,
hourly for regular and overtime.
Correct. It should be hourly, and then there should be a mobilization fee on that. I guess maybe the one thing you could read off, there should be a check box or something next to the different categories. Maybe we read off which categories they've selected to
Okay.
bid
This
on.
one had two they
Oh,
did
I
not
get
select the bid on.
So the ones that are, okay, they did not bid on the X ones, because that's what they have here. They have just the opposite, I think, of what you said.
Okay.
But it says not provided in the box column.
Okay.
So-
However,
They
they've,
have
Yes,
amounts,
yes.
okay.
So what they did not provide was an item 7, which was backhoe without operator, and item 15, the truck, the video truck,
Okay.
CCTV videoing, I suppose.
are there categories at the very bottom of that list that,
There's those two.
Below categories, it says sewer storm deepest part 8 foot deep. Then the next was sewer storm, or storm sewer deepest part, or no, less than 8 feet deep. The second one was greater than 8 feet deep. Sanitary sewer deepest part 8 feet deep. Sanitary sewer deepest part greater than 8 feet. Sewer cleaning vac truck, grading lawn and or ditch excavation, restoration, and asphalt repairs. That's what they did bid on.
okay. Those are the categories that we tried to break it up into in order to, get different size contractors or different people.
The next bid is from B&B Construction, Richmond, Indiana, and they only indicate addendum number 1. Might be easier just to read off the ones they didn't quote. Is that okay? They did not quote sewer cleaning with the vac truck. They did not quote sewer investigation with the TV camera. And they did not quote the wastewater treatment plant and lift stations / force mains.
Did you request for 1 year only or options for additional?
There should be 2 years.
Okay, because I think there were 2 pages. So
Oh, is
looks
there?
similar there,
Oh,
Same thing, just unit pricing, but,
but 2 years, okay.
but for 2 years.
yeah, it is. Yeah, I did notice that.
Okay.
The next bid is from Cobalt Civil. And they acknowledge addendum number 1 and number 2 is being received. And they provided bids for everything but sewer investigation. The next is from Cooley Contracting of Winchester, Indiana, and they acknowledge addendum number 1 and number 2 is being received. are providing a bid for everything. And the next bid is from Fluid Waste Services of Noblesville, Indiana, and they acknowledge addendum number 1 and number 2 is being received. Okay, they only are providing 3 services: sewer cleaning, sewer investigation, and wastewater treatment plant and lift stations, force mains cleaning only. And that's all.
Okay. We thank everyone who took the time to prepare those bids and submit them. We will refer them to Elijah and his team for a recommendation at a later meeting. And is there anyone here who wants to review this set of bids? Okay. Then we will move on to the next item of business, and that is to receive quotes for a 2024 or newer 3/4-ton site truck for the landfill.
Okay, the first quote for the 3/4-ton site truck for the landfill is from Bloomington Ford of Bloomington, Indiana. Says that the quote is valid until 120 days. I think it says minimum. Am I not
I
sure?
think so.
You have quite a few things written adjacent to the item's description here, so you'll have to take a look at it, Elijah. And,
Was this for trucks?
yeah, there's several things that are written.
Okay, maybe Jeff.
I was gonna
instead.
say, this isn't mine. I don't know.
Fitting.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
The local preference.
Okay.
Proposal sheet.
Okay, price for a truck, including installed utility body, $76,595.25. And they had another item, this is a cost for a new Boss Snow plow, 8-foot, $9,548. They have 2 items here as far as the plow goes, so you'll have to, I don't understand the difference between the 2.
Okay.
So,
Them on this also, the link, he has a wheelbase.
not on the cover sheet, the envelope, I don't know, does it? I didn't notice one on there either.
I don't readily see it, but we'll look through and make sure that that's there.
Okay, the next quote is for the same vehicle. This is from Cronin Toyota of Richmond, Indiana. This quote is valid until July 1st, 2024. Their quote, price for truck including installed utility body, $62,062. Cost of new Boss snow plow, $26,193, and it also says including service body. Does that sound right? Anybody here from Toyota? Including, says including service body? Yes. Okay. So they're providing a couple of proposals here. That this one was for a 2024 F-250 X2B. And the second proposal is for a 2024 F-150 W3L. The price for the half-ton truck is $61,562. Price firm for how long? The 2024 model year. Let me see. And delivery estimate 6 to 16
I
weeks.
think that's item 5.
Oh, okay. So they put 2 items
Yeah.
in there. Okay.
No,
No, it's just 2 different sheets, but it was in the same envelope.
No price request with the other quote? They'd have to sign the price request to go with each vehicle.
I'm not sure. Look at it.
but I think the matrix.
It's a little confusing.
So the one for number 4 is the $62,062 plus the $26,193.
Yes,
62.
for the,
That's for the F-250.
which is item, yeah, the first
Number
one.
4.
And the next,
Number 5 has just got a bid sheet submitted with
Just a
that.
proposal sheet, right behind the other one. And
Yeah.
This was for the F-150.
Yeah, I don't see a separate,
Huh?
AG is not on mine.
no,
yeah, we'll ask. There's no separate price request on this one that I see. Okay, yeah.
Okay, this is from Larkin Greenwood Ford of Connorsville, Indiana. This price request is for the 2024 or newer 3/4 ton site truck. It's a 2024 Ford 250 Super Crew XL. Price per unit, $54,207.04. The price for the snow plow, $15,000. Price of new VBX 8000 salt buck spreader, in-cab controls, $15,000. And they just give a total of all of $84,207.04. And the price is firm for 60 days. Delivery estimate is 180 days. The next is, quote is from Wetzel Ford of Richmond, Indiana. This is for the half-ton F-150 4x4 Super Crew XLT.
It's 5.
You're on the next bid.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
okay.
Numbered in the corner.
Oh, okay, I get you.
The rest that I could, yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So we have completed the quotes for item number 4, which were the 3/4 ton. And we will make those available to anyone following the opening of all the bids. So we will now move on to item 5, which is to receive quotes for the 2024 or newer half-ton site Super Crew cab truck for sewer maintenance.
Do we need to reread the Toyota one that had the other?
The other two. I'm not sure that they each had the salt spreader on it, because I don't
I don't
think
think
they all
any
had
of them
either,
did.
other than the
Oh, I
last
thought the
one.
Toyota one had like 2 bids.
The Toyota had number 5 in it.
Oh, you
Yeah,
mean
had
bring
no-
the Toyota
yeah,
back
so
over
do-
here?
Yeah, do we have to reread it, or?
I think, well, they'll have to figure out because of not having that covered.
Exactly, yeah, so it's, so is it voided?
It didn't have the salt spreader, but it has the truck number 5 was in there. It had both proposal sheets. So this is their quote for the
Number
proposal sheet
5.
for item 5.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm Brad Robinson from Wetzel Ford, and we received the
Okay.
But Wetzel is on the list.
And I assume we don't send them,
Which one is this from?
we don't send them like with a signature receipt or anything like that. And the other gentleman, is he with you?
Doesn't say.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
okay. I just want to check to see if another dealership had an issue, too. Okay.
We'll go ahead and reread the quote for the half-ton Super Crew cab. This is from Corona Toyota?
Cronin.
Cronin Toyota? Again, it's a 2024 F-150, says W3L. The truck itself is $61,562. Price is firm for the 2024 model year. Delivery estimate 6 to 16 weeks. Okay. Next quote is from Wetzel Ford, again for the half-ton F-150 4x4 Super Crew XLT. Quote valid for 30 days. This is for a 2023 Ford F-150 XL Super Cab 4x4. Yeah, that's what's highlighted, yeah. The quote is for $41,766. It's firm for 30 days. It does say in stock and immediate delivery. Okay.
that's an alternate format.
Okay.
And that's on 6, that's not.
Same envelope.
No, I think he's saying he has a quote too for item 6. Well, I wondered, because you had the XL in there. So he thinks that was item 6.
What
that
was
you-
number 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
It's a-
she, I don't know that she.
The number 5, the reference should say 2024 newer half-ton super cab truck dash SM.
For 5?
Yes.
It says 2024 newer half-ton Super Crew truck. Dash SM.
Yeah, because we have an item 5 and an item 6 for sewer maintenance. One is a half-ton site Super Crew cab truck, and the other is a Ford 150 XL Super Crew
So the
cab
description
truck.
says the 2024, but they gave us an alternate, right, for a 2023.
But this does reference the half-ton.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it does go to, that does belong to number 5 then,
Yeah.
correctly?
It says it's a half-ton.
yeah.
We just didn't ask for an XL there, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Does this say this right here?
Yeah.
Yes.
The package that was requested in the specific quote makes that
Do you have 1 for 5?
1 for 5, 2 for 6.
Okay, so that was correct then as a 5,
As a 5, okay,
sounds like to me.
okay. Thank you. We're glad you're here.
Tell Jeff that we do not do more than 2 trucks at any meeting.
Really be an alternate for either one, that's just an
Oh,
Oh,
has expired now, so.
okay. Oh, okay. Got you. Okay, this is for the 2024 or newer half-ton super cab truck SM.
sewer.
And this is Corona and Toyota. Yep, sorry. Let's make it a little more confusing. Follow me. Oh, okay, here we go. The cost, total cost is $61,847. And this is for the F-150, 2024 Ford F-150 XLT crew cab. Okay, this quote is from Bloomington Ford for the half-ton Super Cab XLT truck. Again, 2024 newer half-ton Super Crew XLT truck SM. They've marked out and written in some of the items that's a little bit different than what's been asked. So you'll have to take a look and see whether that's okay or not. I'm not real sure what this says here. It says year, brand, and model number. It's a 2024 Ford F-150 4x4 crew cab XLT, and in parentheses, I think it says W3L. Does that make sense?
Which one are you reading now? Alex?
No, this is
Bloomington.
Bloomington Ford. Their price is $59,242.25. 120 days minimum, I think,
Yep.
as far as how price is firm for. Delivery estimate 90 to 120 days.
It
I'm
just-
sure these will be available to look over
Right.
after the meeting, right?
It also just occurs to me that since we've got Bloomington in the mix here, that we've usually indicated at the meeting whether they have the local preference attached. Do we need to, do you think?
And that's it for number
That
5.
was it for number 5?
Yeah.
So that takes us, again, thank everybody for submitting the bids for those. They will be referred to management for a recommendation at a later meeting. Item 6 on the agenda is to receive quotes for a 2024 or newer Ford F-150 XL Super Crew cab truck for sewer maintenance.
Okay, this is from Bloomington Ford of Bloomington, Indiana. It's for a 2024 newer Ford F-150 XL Super Crew Cab. Quote valid, minimum 120 days. They also wrote a few extra things on the descriptions here. Their quote is for $48,369.25. Price firm for 120 days. Delivery estimate 90 to 120 days. This is from Cronin Toyota, a 2024 or newer Ford F-150 XL Super Crew Cab. Quote valid until July 1st, 2024. Your price is $51,562.
Just put it on our sheet.
No, it's a different dollar amount.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this one was for a 2024 Ford F-150 XL Crew Cab.
Oh, this is
And-
back to another one,
and-
half-ton,
Oh, this one goes back to half. ton.
5.
So this is a half-ton. The next proposal in here is for the half-ton Super Crew Cab.
Which should be item 5.
Correct.
The half-ton was number 5,
Okay,
and they had two half-ton, two different bids in number 5, quotes in number 5.
okay. I'll read off what it is here, and it's, again, 2024 Ford F-150. And it's the quote is for $51,277. Price firm for the 2024 model year. Delivery estimate is 6 to 16 weeks.
Does that have a price request attached to it, or is it like the other one, it's just an extra proposal sheet?
Just, there's not a separate price.
It's not a separate price request, no. It's,
Does indicate it's a 5 and a 6.
yeah, this one does indicate on the envelope, this is a quote for the number 5 and number 6. Top here, and this is from Wetzel Ford. Cronin Toyota. Okay, so the first quote is for the 2024 Ford F-150 XL Super Crew Cab. I think. It doesn't say Super Crew Cab on the quote. It just says 2024 Ford F-150.
Oh, okay.
The proposal sheet just says a 2024 Ford F-150.
But they put it on the half-ton page. So you have to
And-
watch that.
Yeah, and it's on the half-ton page. It's on the half-ton Super Crew Cab proposal sheet.
So that's
Proposal sheet says half-ton, so it's number 5.
but then they wrote
But then,
in,
but they wrote in their, the description as a 2024 Ford F-150.
which is number 6. Both half-tons. Okay,
And 6 are half.
okay.
And they're Super Crew? Yes, okay,
Both of
thank
them
you.
are.
Both of them are for number 6.
No, both 5 and 6 are, both of those trucks are half-ton trucks.
And
So we
there's,
put number 5 and number 6 in one envelope?
Yes, and it says that.
yeah, it
It
said
said
that
it on the envelope,
outside.
5 and 6.
Quote for 6. Because it was not a 24.
Okay, so what's the other one say in this package? Said there were 2 in there.
Jess, I think Jeff said he was having trouble speaking through this. Oh, he's not on there now, is he?
Oh, they did do 2 of the cover pages.
So this one has two cover pages, not just a proposal sheet. Okay, so there are two price requests in this envelope.
Okay, so the price request that you're on for number 6 should say,
Here it is. What's it
Yeah.
say?
Yeah, it says, in the
newer
front,
2024 newer Ford F-150 XL Super Crew cab.
yes,
That's number 6. That should be number 6.
okay.
And this one, you said the one was read earlier was the alternate 6?
Correct.
Okay, so we,
41,000, correct.
yes, so this one was not a
Not a number
5, this one is an alternate 6.
We're gonna take the 41,766 that we read under 5 and put it in the minutes for number 6.
Correct.
And then you're gonna read another one that's for number 6,
Or for-
right now.
The first one I will read, this is for the 2024 or newer F-150 XL Super Crew Cab.
Okay?
On the proposal sheet, it indicates year and brand as a 2024 Ford F-150. But they said it was a super cab, crew cab, right? Okay, and so their quote for that is $46,493. Price is firm for 30 days or announcement of build-out. Delivery estimate is 60 to 120 days. That's the one,
That was number 6, okay.
yeah. And
And then
then,
they had a 5 in there.
yeah, and this is, again, for the 2024 newer half-ton Super Crew Truck SM. Super Crew, this is an XLT 4x4. Their price is $56,454. Again, price is firm for 30 days or until Ford announces a build-out. And delivery estimate is 60 to 120 days. That's it for that. For that one.
One more to go. Okay, that was item 6. And we will now move on to item 7, which is to receive quotes for a 2024 or newer 3/4 ton site truck for solid waste.
First quote is from Cronin Toyota, Richmond, Indiana. This is for a 2024 newer 3/4 ton site truck, SW. Their quote is valid until July 1st, 2024. Their quote is for $86,610. Okay, got the same thing here. Is that correct?
This is the one we're on, the 3/4 ton.
It's a different price, though.
So they must, I've give us 2
This
bids.
3/4 ton with snowplow and salt spreader. No, that was the 2024 newer 3/4 ton site truck, SW. Okay. Yeah, but this next, they have another quote on here. This is for a 3/4 ton truck with snowplow and salt spreader. It's a Ford 250, 2024 Ford 250. No, I don't know what those numbers are there. Their quote for this is $86,325. This is from Larkin Greenwood Ford of Connorsville, Indiana. This is addendum number 1 for the 3/4 ton site truck and utility bed. The 2024 Ford 250 XL Super Cab. Price of truck, including installed utility body, $77,678.70. Cost for a new Boss snowplow, $15,000. Price is firm for 60 days. Delivery estimate is 180 days.
You think the one right before was for number 4 because it had the salt spreader and the
I read through
plow?
the specs, and he references on this one we're on now, a new Boss snow plow with snow detector kit installed. But it's within his specs, so he'll just have to decipher it.
Yeah, and Jeff's been on, he just hasn't been able to
Okay.
audio in, for now, for whatever reason.
Okay.
I mean, the price request goes with 7 on the one that was before that. But
Okay.
Jeff will ultimately have to just sort through them and make sure what
Yeah.
goes with what.
Yeah, but, yeah, we'll have to decipher these, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, this is from Bloomington Ford, Bloomington, Indiana. It's for 2024 newer 3/4 ton site truck, SW. Quote valid for 120 days. price for the vehicle, which is a 2024 Ford F-250 Crew Cab 4x4 XL pickup, is $53,300.25. The price for the snowplow is $9,781. The price for the salt box spreader, $8,406. Total cost of all items, $71,487.25. Says price is firm for 90 days. And delivery estimate is 120 days plus or minus.
Okay, that is, that is all of our bids
Yeah.
and quotes for today.
So will they be able to take
yeah,
a look at it
so,
after the
I
meeting
think-
here?
Denise, will you? Okay, so Denise will, meet with those who want to review any of these quotes. And like I said, we will refer those to Jeff and his team for a recommendation, I guess, several recommendations at a later meeting. That I will, as Pat's ready, we'll go on to the director's report.
6,
He tried to sort them, I think.
I was gonna say, it doesn't matter if it's in order or not.
that is Elijah's. Yes.
Okay, I don't think we have any for that. Okay,
Line up with all that other stuff.
okay. Pat, do you have anything for the director's report today?
Yes. Before you, you have both the January and the February monthly report. As I had discussed before on this report, I went back through,
Did you
our-
get,
No,
you didn't get it?
these were
Oh.
printed late, they were an amended version, so you will not may have seen this yet.
Oh, did they come? Oh, okay. I'm not getting notifications on the Outlook side now. I don't know why. Okay, but go ahead. I'll look at it.
Yes, and if there are questions after you've looked at it the next
Okay.
meeting, feel free.
Okay,
But what I did in the January and February, as I discussed, I went through in the areas where it references where we are on target for monthly averages and yearly averages, particularly in landfill and in our solid waste collection. I updated those values from when I had started doing this. I thought COVID was maybe an anomaly year and maybe shouldn't be the only reference, so I pulled a 4 or 5 year average, is what I did. So now it's referencing that. So there were some updates to that took me some time to do. So that is before you. You'll see in the report. A note I will make is in the Part 3 of the report under the preventative and unscheduled maintenance, our maintenance section. If you remember last year, we had created 2 new positions in the treatment plant. They were our PM operators. So as we'd done all these upgrades to the treatment facility, we felt we needed individuals to be able to do the preventative maintenance schedule on that, as our normal plant maintenance is usually doing the larger, like swapping out a whole motor or rebuilding motor. They're doing that more involved work. We want somebody who could just oil and grease and do like gate exercising, valve exercising, and things of that nature. So as we built that, it took us a little bit last year to fill those positions, and then obviously kind of developing that full schedule. So last year I didn't really report on their values because I didn't think that it was contextual at that point. But you will see now in Part 3 that they are a list now. Instead of just vehicles, wastewater maintenance, and lift stations, I've added the PM operator section that tracks that. So you'll see those values, and it is significant. I mean, so far what I'm seeing is roughly around 200 scheduled work orders completed every month. So it's a significant amount of work that they are doing with those positions. Beyond that, there's not anything of real significant note in January, February, other than to say that we're basically on track with what we normally would be, and that includes our finances that are in both reports as usual. I did add another step to the financials as well. Even though they're pass-through funds, I did include our bond funds as well, just so everyone can see those. I went through and added those. They're roughly net zeros most of the time. You'll see some interest come on, and then obviously there's money that moves in and then money that moves out to pay for, bony and things of that nature, as we usually discuss during budget time. But I thought I'd include them in the report since I could pull them. But other than that, there's nothing of real note in them, or that's an anomaly of any sort. I know you haven't seen them, so there's probably no questions, but if there are, or if there show up some between now and the next meeting, feel free to ask those. So.
Anything else? Is there a cleanup day this year? Or did we change something last year, didn't we, on that?
So we kind of are running it like we did the last couple of years, where it is, we extended special pickup, so that it runs 5 days a week, always now, where it used to only run one. And then we do extended hours at the landfill, where we offer some free tire collection and things like that. We are putting that together. Denise is out in the hallway. She would probably remember the date we've selected for that. It is in May. I think it's near the end of May, the last half of May somewhere is where that date is. But we're putting together all the flyers that will go out, the social media piece that will go out with that as well. So.
Okay. Anything else of Pat? Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That will take us to item number 9 on the agenda, which is the approval of wastewater residuals permit R-BSS-2024, 25, 26, and 27 for Barnes Sewer and Septic.
President Miller,
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
motion for approval of wastewater residuals permit R-BSS 2024, 25, 26, 27 for Barnes Sewer and Septic expiring 2/1/27.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve wastewater residuals permit R-BSS-2024, 25, 26, and 27 for Barnes Sewer and Septic expiring February 1st of 27. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item of business is approval of wastewater residuals permit R-CRP-2024, 25, 26, and 27 for Crowell Plumbing expiring 3/7 of 27.
President Miller,
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
motion for approval of wastewater residuals permit R-CRP 2024, 25, 26, 27 for Crowell Plumbing expiring 3/7/2027.
I see 3/1/2027.
Oh, probably, you're right.
Also the agenda, okay. All right, I will amend, and we'll go by what's on the document to 3/1/2027.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve wastewater residuals permit R-CRP-2024, 25, 26, and 27 with Crowell Plumbing, and it will be expiring on March 1st of 2027. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item of business is the approval of wastewater residuals permit R-DDS-2024, 25, 26 for Dudas Septic expiring 8/1 of 2026.
President Miller,
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
motion for approval of wastewater residuals permit R-DDS 2024, 25, 26 for Dudas Septic expiring 8/1/2026.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve wastewater residuals permit R-DDS-2024, 25, 26 for Dudas Septic expiring 8/1 of 26. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item of business is the recommendation to enter into an agreement with Maxim Automation.
Yes, Madam President and Board, I will present this for Jeff. He texted me and asked me to, since he can't speak through the on-call version here. So currently, the wastewater treatment plant has a contract vendor to do its I&C work. That contractor has run into some staffing issues, and there's an item that needs done. It is our influent flow meter at the treatment plant. It is a required measurement by items, regulations, and just a piece that is critical to monitoring the plant. And as you all know, our staff is only there one shift a day, so we rely on this automation to monitor and keep the plant throughout. So that flow meter replacement is on here, but there is a second piece to this recommendation and this quote, and it is to have this company Maxim as a backup call for just regular service work in the case that our other contractor cannot, due staffing issues, be able to respond to us. So you will see that listed as 2024 rates of pay in their per hour pieces. We will, if this recommendation went through, we will still always call the one that we have on contract first. Their cost is lower, but should we not be able to get it and it is of an emergency nature, we would utilize these rates to meet those needs. And as far as the flow meter installation goes, there are funds every year for replacement of hardware. There's $35,000 annually for the replacement of hardware related to this SCADA system. So there are enough to cover this.
So we, I guess we can couch the motion in the two pieces, one for the current need, but then also the second for the on-call work?
Correct.
Okay. Any questions, or I entertain a motion?
Oh, I do have one
Okay.
question. For the on-call work, I think normally, don't we, put like a maximum not to exceed on that? Or do we want to do that in this instance?
I'm not sure. I will say that we won't exceed, and I'm not sure how to put this in here, we won't exceed the already maximum that we have with the other company. So combined total of all I&C work through the year, we will stick to that maximum,
Oh, I see.
because that is what is budgeted. I don't know what that is off the top of my head. We can come back with that if we need to at the next meeting, and represent this piece. It's something like 53,000 or 58,000, but I just don't know that off the top of my head.
If we are, excuse
So-
me, if we just put that in the minutes, is that?
Well, I think or we can just, I would say your motion could say that it will not exceed the current budgeted amount.
Okay,
Would you say is that an actual?
Yes, I think that's a factual statement, that we will use our other primary, this will be a secondary, but we will not exceed the budget through a combined use of either contract.
gotcha, okay. I'll go ahead and make the first motion then. This is for Maxim to enter an agreement with Maxim Automation, Fishers, Indiana, for emergency purchase and installation of the influent flow meter for a cost of $7,075.
There's a motion and a second to enter into an agreement with Maxim Automation of Fishers, Indiana, for the emergency purchase and installation of the influent flow meter at a cost of $7,075. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. I have a second motion.
Second motion would be also to use Maxim as an on-call contractor for the wastewater treatment plant SCADA and IC work as needed. The hourly charges would be for 2024 rates, normal workday, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., $250 per hour. Emergency workday, Monday through Friday after hours, $375 per hour. And emergency weekend and holidays, $500 per hour. And the total will not exceed the budgeted amount for this work.
I second.
There's been a motion and a second, to enter into agreement with Maximum Automation for on-call contractor for the wastewater treatment plant, SCADA, and I&C work as needed. The hourly charges for this on-call work in 2024 will be normal workday, Monday to Friday, 8 to 4 p.m., $250 per hour. Emergency workday, Monday to Friday after hours, $375 per hour. emergency weekend and holidays, $500 per hour, and the total will not exceed the current budgeted amount for the services. Acceptable? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item of business is the recommendation for the, to approve addendum number 1 to contract 55-2022 with Air Technologies.
Yes, Madam President and Board. The contract you just referenced with Air Technologies has a not to exceed $9,387.80 amount. That, I'm reading through this complete here. This portion is for preventative maintenance. We have had a few cases where they're unscheduled maintenance. That has popped up, and that will exceed what that contract holds, and therefore prohibits a requisition or PO being created to pay for these unscheduled amounts. So we're asking to remove that portion. If we have any unscheduled work, we will obviously bring that here. If it was something like a repair or replace of a piece of equipment, we would bring that before you, but that way it can still fall under the existing contract without a not to exceed.
So we are, we're just removing the not to exceed amount
Correct,
for the contract 55-2022.
correct. And I was saying, even though not to exceed will not be there, we obviously have some funds for repair and replace of equipments in there, and those all come through here for approval when we do those. These would as well, but that way we don't have to do a separate contract for each one of those. We'd be allowed to use the existing contract without the not to exceed amount.
Do I have a motion?
President Miller?
Yes, Mr. Bakshi.
Motion for recommendation to approve addendum number 1 to contract 55-2022 with Air Technologies as presented.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve addendum number 1 to contract 55-2022 with Air Technologies as presented. Are there any further questions or comments?
And this isn't an anomaly either. This is something we've done with some of our other emergency contract, Bader, I think Cooley had a similar things, or Cummins, maybe it was Cummins, but we've done similar things with other companies in the past. It's just that it's too restrictive. We have to create too many other side contracts when they're there to do these emergency type of maintenance works. We end up having to make 5-6 contracts per year instead of being able to use the one. It's just more efficient time-wise to do it this way and just bring before the board those quotes on those other costs.
I don't think I called for a vote, did I? Have I called for a vote?
No.
No.
Okay. There has been a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. And that takes us to item 14, the recommendation to approve change order number 1 to contract 64-2023 with Timmons for asset management implementation.
Yes, Madam President and Board. This is related to our asset management project that we're working on right now and the implementation of it and getting into some of our GIS data. There is a transition or migration that we need to make between certain database types. So we ask for a proposal from Timmons, our contractor, to help us do some of that work. That is what is attached here. So it's our recommendation to approve this change order. One thing to note, our GIS interlocal group that we are a part of has said that they are willing to pay for the training portion of this. So our contract needs to, or the change order will be for the whole amount, but we'll be reimbursed the $2,200, $2,208 as part of that. We'll just bill the county and get that reimbursement made through that avenue. But it's our recommendation to approve this change order for additional cost of $13,896.
Any questions or a motion?
President Miller,
Yes, Mr. Steens.
make a motion to approve change order number 1 to contract 64-2023 with Timmons for asset management implementation. Total amount of the change order is $13,896, and the county will reimburse the city for the training of $2,208.
Second?
There's been a motion and a second to, I don't know if I have the contract number here, approve change order number 1 to contract 64-2023 with Timmons for asset management implementation. The amount of the change order will be $13,896, and we will be reimbursed by the county for $2,208 of that cost. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item of business is the recommendation to approve amendment number 1 to contract 101-2021 with Donahue for the CSO high rate treatment.
Yes, Madam President and Board. We received a while back an advanced planning report for our CSO high rate treatment project that we've been working on with Donahue. Through that, there were a number of items that came about that we needed to look into a little bit further as part of that. And so they provided this proposal labeled Amendment Number 1 to Engineering Services Agreement for the Advanced Planning for Wastewater Treatment Plant Disc Filtration Project. The additional cost for this work is $14,483, and it's our recommendation to approve this addendum or amendment.
Yes, I thought it was interesting, because I know what you're doing, what we're doing now is one of the last tail end parts of the long-term control plan. And I thought it was interesting, some of the things that we're looking, the technology from probably 20 years ago,
almost
maybe
20 years ago,
almost,
yeah.
that this started until today. And hopefully that means that some of the price will be less than what we thought it might be 20 years ago, rolling forward to today, so.
I don't know, prices just keep seeming to
I
go
know.
up.
You have to look for cheaper options.
Yeah, it has been interesting to see the technology change, and it's, I mean, that was one of the two main reasons that we put high rate treatment at the end is hoping we would see other things get approved for that type of treatment by the state, and also it helps us, gives us time to get all these other projects done so we can know exactly how much we have to treat, and so we're maybe the rain we had last week will help us finalize the calibration in the model. So we're getting closer to knowing that number that we're going to have to treat, and definitely have seen some other places use this technology. So excited about being able to do that as well. So.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, comments? If not, I will entertain a motion.
President Miller?
Yes, Mr. Bakshi?
Recommendation to approve Amendment Number 1 to contract 101-2021 with Donahue for CSO high rate treatment as presented.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve amendment number 1 to contract 101-2021 with Donahue for CSO high rate treatment as presented. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. That takes us to miscellaneous. Is there any other business to be brought before the board today? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
There's been a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned, and I will turn the meeting over to President Steens for the Stormwater Management Board.
Thank you. I'd like to call to order the April 9th, 2024 Richmond Sanitary District Stormwater Management Board meeting. First on the agenda is the approval of minutes for March 12th of 2024.
President Steens, motion for approval of minutes from March 12th, 2024 is presented.
And I'll second the motion.
A motion is second to approve the minutes for the March 12th, 2024 meeting as presented. All in favor signify by saying aye. Motion carried. Next on the agenda is the approval of invoices for check date run February 23rd and March 8th, 15th, 22nd, and 28th of 2024.
President Steens, I'd like to make a motion to approve invoices from check dates February 23rd and March 8th, 15th, 22nd, and 28th of 2024, totaling $15,425.58.
A second.
We have a motion and a second to approve invoices for check date run February 23rd, March 8th, 15th, 22nd, and 28th of 2024, totaling $15,425.58. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Next is miscellaneous. Do we have anything? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And I will second.
Yeah, we are adjourned.